The server hums in a data center somewhere in Virginia, or Singapore, or Iceland. The location does not matter. What matters is that it is running code written by someone who may not exist anymore, or may never have existed at all. This is Conspiracies After Dark. In January 2009, a network came online. There was no launch event, no press release, no venture capital announcement. There was only a message embedded in the first block of data. The Times, 3rd of January 2009. Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. A timestamp. A headline. A beginning. The system was called Bitcoin. The person, or people, who created it used the name Satoshi Nakamoto. Less than 2 years later, they disappeared. On October 31st, 2008, someone using the email address satoshi@vistamail.com posted a link to a cryptography mailing list. The link led to a 9-page document titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. The paper described a method for creating digital currency without banks, without governments, and without any central authority. It proposed a solution to the double spending problem, the question of how to prevent someone from spending the same digital token twice without a trusted intermediary keeping records. The solution involved a public ledger maintained by a distributed network of computers, secured through cryptographic proof of work. It was elegant, mathematical, and functional. On January 3rd, 2009, the first block of the Bitcoin blockchain was mined, the Genesis block. The code was released as open-source software, allowing anyone to download it and run it. Over the next year and a half, Satoshi communicated primarily through forum posts and email, responding to technical questions, fixing bugs, and refining the protocol. The writing style was precise and restrained, revealing almost nothing personal. Posting patterns suggested someone in North America or Western Europe. Early correspondence included occasional British spellings. Analysts noted consistency in tone. Then, in December 2010, the messages stopped. The last known correspondence was sent to developer Gavin Andreessen and concerned minor technical details. After that, there was silence. No farewell, no explanation. Only absence where a presence had been. The theories began almost immediately. One theory suggests Satoshi was a single individual, a cryptographer with deep knowledge of economics and peer-to-peer systems. Names have been proposed over the years, including Nick Szabo, Hal Finney, and Dorian Nakamoto. Each has denied involvement. In 2016, Australian computer scientist Craig Wright publicly claimed to be Satoshi and presented what he described as cryptographic proof. The broader cryptographic community rejected the evidence as insufficient, and the claim remains disputed. Another theory suggests Satoshi was not one person but a group. The breadth of expertise required to design Bitcoin, including cryptography, networking, and game theory, could indicate collaboration. Supporters of the single author theory point to the consistency of writing style as evidence against this idea. Others argue that a coordinated team could maintain a unified voice if that anonymity were intentional. A more expansive theory proposes state involvement, suggesting that the system's sophistication and disciplined anonymity imply institutional backing. If that were true, however, the decision to release the code as open-source software would appear contradictory, unless control was never the objective and observation was. There is also the possibility that Satoshi is no longer alive. Early wallets associated with the origin of the network are estimated to contain roughly 1 million Bitcoin, and those holdings have never moved. If the private keys were lost, or if the individual who held them died, the silence would have a practical explanation. And then there is a final possibility, that Satoshi Nakamoto was always a constructed identity, a pseudonym designed to dissolve once the work was complete. What makes this mystery distinct is not simply disappearance, but restraint. The creator of a system now valued in the hundreds of billions walked away without claiming recognition, monetizing authorship, or exerting control. This violates our expectations. We expect effort to correlate with reward. We expect innovation to seek recognition. Instead, we are left with code that functions independently of its creator. There is a psychological principle at work here. Humans seek narrative closure. We anchor achievements to biographies and interpret innovation through personal stories. When the author is unknown, the work feels unmoored. It lacks a human frame. Anonymous creation interrupts our instinct to attach identity to impact. In that interruption, mythology forms. This pattern appears across history in authorship debates, anonymous art, and unresolved identities. The absence becomes the story. Bitcoin continues to operate. Blocks are added. Transactions confirm. The protocol does not require its creator to function. In practical terms, identity is irrelevant. And yet we continue searching. Because unanswered authorship feels incomplete. Because silence invites interpretation. Because mythology is easier to hold than uncertainty. Maybe Satoshi Nakamoto was one person. Maybe many. Maybe gone. Maybe still watching. Or perhaps the name was never meant to resolve into a face at all. The server hums. The blockchain grows. The ghost in the machine remains silent. Somewhere, in a wallet untouched for more than a decade, digital coins remain unmoved. A fortune, a monument, a question mark. We are still listening. This has been a recorded transmission